What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Looks like we're live, folks. So, we're going to get straight to it right now. The best way to sum up this video, Tyson Fury robbed by Ukrainian judges, is this post-fight press conference. It was one of the build-up for this fight has been one of the most glazing homosexualismists I've ever seen. And the way it ended with the press conference was exactly the same shtick. Oh, Tyson, I had you up 4 rounds. Oh, I had you up 4 rounds, Tyson. Oh, Tyson, what are Ukrainian judges who scored? Bro, you lost, man. You did lose. I gotta be honest. I thought the fight was closer than the first fight was. The first fight you got schmokled in, for sure. It was closer. 7-5 Usyk at the very worst. 116, 112 works too, to be honest. Fury had nothing left in the championship rounds. He was goosed. He'd be pulling back and looking cumbersome. You can't do that when you're 280 pounds. 6'9" of inside fightingness. Notice this, people. You never saw Usyk pulling back. It's not a good look. Whether it's having massive damage or not, when you see a big oaf pulling back and the chops is in the air, his big greasy beard's in the air, it's not a good look, especially when you're in there with a little dude. Yeah? Not a good look. Too many times. Yes, Fury held his feet more, but it wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough. Even his trainer told him, you need this last round. We need a knockout. Why would Sugar Hill be saying that for? If he was bossing it. Yeah? Equally, Sugar Hill was saying, stop pulling back, and Tyson kept pulling back. So he felt something from Usyk. He felt something from Usyk. Not to just have a go in them last few rounds. He didn't have a go in them. He did not have a go. He did not say, you know what, you gapped. All that talk he did after the press conference. Oh, you gap tooth. Oh, you midget. You are getting it. You're ugly. Yeah, all that talk. Where was it? Nowhere to be found. And all the homosexualismists, the Tyson Fury homosexuals, where are they at now? They're all like, oh, Johnny Nelson, Uncle Johnny. Come on now. Anyway, let's get to the corny bars here. Shocking. I'm just going to play it for yourself. Woeful.
Welcome you, mate. First of all, congratulations on a great fight.
Yeah.
Going to the last round, was you confident that you were ahead?
Yeah. I was quite confident. I thought I won that fight again. I think I've got Larry Holmes here. I thought I've won both fights. But then again, I've gone home with 2 losses on my record now, so there's not much I can do about it. I can just fight my heart out and do the best I can. But again...
No, you didn't fight your heart out, Tyson, to be fair. I'm trying to think of an example. Thinking of an example of someone fighting their heart out. It seldomly happens these days, to be quite frank. I'm struggling to think about an example of someone really... You have to go back to the 90s and 80s, folks. People like Nigel Benn or whatever. All the old school Americans. That's where you have to go to find someone digging in. These days it's like, oh, we'll have a faff around, we'll posture, I'll pull my lead hand, and if I can't nick a fight on points, I'm not really interested about winning. That's what Usyk 1 and 2 shown from Fury's perspective. He wasn't desperate, gagging to win, like Nigel Benn was. Or like all the old timers who Ali in there with Foreman, rocking and rolling, holding shots, and they haven't got that. They haven't. Yeah, and someone said, oh, AB, you know, it's kind of a... I'm not sure the word of it, but listen. They say, oh, people glamorise the old school. It's nothing to do with glamification, folks. Yeah, not every single old school man, but a larger percentage, especially in these type of stakes, the sweepstakes, the unified, undisputed stakes. You're meant to see more than this. Yeah. When you're that big as well, that much of a bear moth, I expected more from Tyson, to be honest. So he didn't fight his heart out. Yeah. Tyson Fury and Peter Fury were one of the first guys to coin the term, oh, go spark out. Oh, spark out on your back. Right? They were the ones to come up with that term. I'd rather go spark out than lose on points. Well, turns out he was happy to lose on points twice. Your corner was begging you for at least the last 4 rounds. Stop pulling back. I think it was probably 6. Stop pulling back, man. Hold your feet. Drill it in. And when you did that, when Fury did that, That's the reason I got bumped at the weekend. I was supposed to make $60. I ended up losing £8 because in round 5 and 6, Fury was holding his feet, and I thought Usyk is fucked. That rabbit is fucked, proper fucked. That's what I thought. Oops, got bumped. Yeah, overtraded. Thought too deeply about it. Forgot about the basics, the fundamentals, that Fury ain't got no gas like that. And 2-2, his wheels fell off. That's why he dropped his hands and started pulling back. He reverted back to type because he was goosed. Yeah. The most lazy thing you can do in boxing is drop your hands and just pull back. That is the easiest thing you can ever do. That's why you get clipped. That's why you get slapped up. You don't... People, show me when you ever seen Bivol. And he was running, right? You never see him like this, leaning back with his hands by his waist. You never see Beterbiev do that if he's getting backed up by a yard. You never see Canella. Canella's a bit more leaky deaky, to be fair. He's got head movement with it. The top level, you don't pull back. Never mind the top level. You're 6'9", 280 pounds of inside fightingness, man. Dig them heavy feet in. What the fuck are we doing here, man? Yeah, if them old school man were given that advantage of going in there 50 pounds heavier, it would be a joke. 50 pounds heavier, 5 inches in reach, 5 inches in height. There's no way. It's a bit like, to be honest, we haven't seen Bakoli yet, but someone like, if Bakoli really has an old school mentality, I don't know who's going to beat him, to be honest. If he really wants to dig in, which we don't know yet, he hasn't had to dig in yet, but if he can dig in, I don't see how you beat him. I really don't. Anywho, let's get to the rest of the glazing session here from the media.
I'll always believe until the day I die I won that fight.
Did you feel that, like, you know, this time you had more on the back foot? You're a bit
aggressive on the back foot. I was on the front foot all night, landing body and head.
No, you wasn't on the front foot all night, Tyson. You need to watch it back, mate. You wasn't on the front foot all night. Usyk was more or less, I wouldn't say all the time, but I'd say 90% of the time Usyk was the one. Fury did more on the front foot than last time, but not enough. And in the championship rounds, he was wilting. Just stop making stories up, man. Oh, I won all of them and I was walking him down to the body and to the head. The only person in that fight who looked like it might go left for them. Yeah, I was wrong trying to read into rounds 5 and 6 when I thought Usyk was wilting. But in reality, in terms of actual neurological damage, Fury was the one who was... I did a video on it the other day. Well, yesterday it must have been, or this morning. You see Tyson Fury, in fact I'll pull it up now. You see Tyson Fury get clipped again, like in the first round of the first fight, and his eyes are like this. He goes cross-eyed. He goes cross-eyed, man. Usyk backed him upside his head. He went cross-eyed. I never see Usyk cross-eyed. I only see Usyk pulling out like this, chin down, hands up. He never got caught looking silly. And in a way, that in itself proves who won the fight. If boxing's about obviously winning rounds, but technically speaking, I can't see how you give a 6'9", 280 pounder the win on that basis. Who looked leaky deakier? Who looked more dishevelled? It wasn't Usyk, unfortunately. He was consistent from round 1. He never had no real blazing moments, but he consistently did the same thing round after round. Fury was inconsistent. Sometimes he'd stand. Sometimes he was pulling back. So that's on him.
Listen, sometimes it's hard to score.
Keep quiet at the back, please. Show some respect.
Come on, guys! Come on! Yeah, so obviously, you thought you were dictating the fight, which I thought you did too. I had you winning 7 rounds to 5.
I had you winning 7 rounds to 5. Tyson, mate, what's your hotel room number? That's what. Just say that, man. Don't bother telling us how many moody rounds you scored it for. Just say, Tyson, forget the round you did or didn't win. What's your hotel room number, man? I'm fixing to come round. Yeah? I'm fixing to come round and... Right? I don't understand these weird dudes, man. Listen, it's possible Turkey... Because my initial thought was Turkey's got the industry down. He's like... You know what I mean? Turkey's got the industry and they all know what to say. But equally, it could be the case. Turkey just wanted Fury back in the ring. If Turkey's playing 5-dimensional chess... The fact that Dave Allen got robbed, and that's another reason I took my Usyk bet off towards the end of the fight. I thought, no, there's no point having no money on here. He's definitely, because it was closer than the first fight. So I thought if the first fight was a split decision and Turkey's been berating Usyk and whatnot, there's no way they're going to give it to Usyk. If there was ever to be a robbery, it would have been that time, and it wasn't. So it could be the case that Turkey's come out now and said, I had Usyk winning 8 rounds. He's switched up completely. So it could have been a shtick. Turkey knows enough about Tyson now. After the first pullout, he maybe thought, let me just get this guy back in the ring by gassing him up. Yeah, Tyson, I've got the judges, don't worry. All you need to do is go 12. Oops, he got bumped. That's a possibility now, on hindsight.
I feel a lot of people did as well. Same score. Frank had me 3 or 4 rounds up.
3 or 4 rounds up? So you're telling me you won 8 rounds, Tyson? You won 8 rounds? What are you smoking? Never be the case. The best you could argue really was a draw, and I couldn't even argue that. Usyk won. How I score fights. He won. At least by... he won by 7-5. How about that? There's no way. You didn't do enough. Didn't do enough.
A lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions. But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by. Not a little bit, actually a lot. But I think when you don't get the knockout, this is what happens. You can't guarantee a win.
Yeah, but Tyson, you said them bars after the first fight. Yeah, and that's what lured people like Johnny Nelson. Not just him, I keep picking on him, but all the ones. Oh, he's back now. He's locked now. He's going to knock him out now. So don't keep repeating the same dry, dead bars. Oh, yes. I know now I only need to win by knockout. That's exactly what you said after the first fight, right? Then you... Oh, actually, I can just outbox him some more. So it's done now. The fight's done. You had a chance. Your corner man was begging you. Please, get in there and stick it on him. You can't blame your dad now. Oh, my dad gave me bad advice. Sugar Hill was telling you spark in your face. Get in there and fight now. If you want this. Or you're going to blow it. And you blew it. So that's on you. It's nothing to do with robbery. Yeah? Nothing to do with robbery. You didn't want it. No, I'm sorry, people. Fury fought okay. But through his size in particular, he didn't fight his heart out. He wasn't in there just head down, just saying, let's go now. And I'm not, oh, wait, well, it's boxing and whoop-de-whoop. Listen, man. Look at Nigel Benn. He come in with his head down, just winging big shots from his waist. That's what you can do. That is an option, right? My trainers just told me I'm down. I need to knock this guy out. Let's go now. Chin down, just walk in. It sounds silly, yeah, but it's a fight, man. Ultimately, it is a fight, and we're talking hundreds of. We're not asking him to do it for peanuts. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Legacy. This is if there's ever a time. How many people have been knocked out before, right? You wouldn't be the first. You won't be the last. So if you're ever going to get knocked out trying to win, this is the occasion. But these new age guys just don't get that. AJ was the same against Usyk. Faffing around. It's a big faff fest, wasn't it? Let's call it a spade here. Go back and watch some of them old school fights. Their shots had bad, nasty intentions on them. It's just, I can't explain why it's different. Some people say, oh, well, they was juiced. Oh, Lee didn't look juiced to me. Foreman didn't even look juiced to me. I tell you what, these new age guys look more, right? If we're talking about who look more juiced, someone like AJ looks more juiced than, I don't know, Lennox Lewis or whatever. So that don't, not that Lennox is the best example, but that don't compute too well for me. It's a mentality thing. People, how many times have you seen on Instagram a juice head get punched up, right? So you can have all the juice you want. If you can't fight for toffee, and or you haven't got no heart, and or you haven't got no cardio, it ain't gonna do nothing for you. Yeah, a bottle of gear just sits there. You got to still do something with it. Which tells me that without the gear or no gear, you can still choose to get in there and have a... Eubank, the same. Eubank would have a good go in the prime of his career. That's gone now. These dudes are like... It's more like amateur boxing now, to be honest. It's quite phenomenal to go back and watch fights from the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s. They ain't got that no more. It's all like amateur. It's been amateurized. It's like, ooh, there's no inside work. There's no tucking in and rocking and rolling and winging in. And Fury's supposed to have all them skills. He didn't show them. He could have stuck his hands to his head and just walked in with bad intentions. He could have tried that at least. He never really tried it. There was points, he did okay. Lacking the consistency. Was it the fact he ain't got no cardio? Again, that's on him. He lost. That's what we can conclude.
Twice anyway, mate. Look, we'll have you a true champion, and as I said, mate, it's 2 times now I've had you winning, and
Same as
this guy saying, "Oh, it's 2 times I've had you winning now." Just come on, man. You want to blow him, right? Oh, Tyson, mate. This is 2 times now I've had you winning, and I'm just wondering, is your hotel number 4297? Because I'm fixing to come round. Yeah. and give you the OnlyFans. Come on, bro, man, it's weak. He got beat up. He got not beat up. That's not true, but he got slapped up. Usyk slapped the life out of him. That's the God's honest truth. Slapped him half to death. He didn't want no more. He didn't. If he did, it was there on a plate, right? The last few rounds. If he wanted some more, he didn't want no more.
I have you, the true champion, and as I said, mate, it's 2 times now I've had you winning, and
Same as me then.
much respect from Australia.
If anybody's seen this,
Thank you.
hey, do you mind keeping quiet? This is
Frank losing his head.
Tyson talk. If you want to have conversations, go outside and have them.
Well said, Frank. You hear?
Right. So the scorecards. I don't know if you've seen them, or any of you. The one judge gave Usyk the last 7 rounds. He didn't give Tyson 1 round, and the other 2 judges of the last 7 rounds gave him a round each. Each gave him 1 round. I mean, I've been doing this.
So he's saying out of 7 rounds. In fact, I've got the scorecards here. He's saying out of 7 rounds, the last 7 apparently, one judge gave him no round, or each of the other judges. So one judge gave him no rounds out of the last 7, and the other 2 judges gave him 1 of the last 7. Let's check that. That does sound a bit off key to me. I'm not gonna lie. That does seem a bit off. Oh no, look. Yeah, one judge. There's the one there. Oh, that's Usyk. It must be, yeah. So here we go. This is here then. So Tyson, he lost the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. I'd have to watch it back to be fair. But the problem was that I have to admit there was a lot of swing rounds. To tell the truth, there was a lot of swing rounds in there where you could have gone either way, and that's why I took my money off, because I thought if there's swing rounds, I don't know how Usyk's gonna win, given the Turkey narrative. But I got bumped. Here's the other judge then. Oh yeah, look, he didn't win a round. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. The last 7 rounds. No, 2 judges gave him 1 round. 2 judges gave him 1 round of the last 7, and 1 judge gave him none. And there was a lot of swings in there. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, when you don't finish your dinner, folks. And this was a lesson not a lesson, obviously Usyk knows more than me, but this was a principle I was trying to tell Usyk. Don't leave it in. Dana White been saying this one. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges. And it's not necessarily about scoring a KO. It's the mentality behind it. If you're in there spiteful trying to stop someone, the judges are going to be ranking themselves off watching you have a go, right? That dominance, you don't have to. Tyson Fury might have gone the distance still with Usyk, not stopped him, but that dominance and that spitefulness, you're going to pick rounds up. When you're pulling back and leaky-deaky-ing, loose as a goose, and your eyes are getting crossed, that's not turning no judge on. That's not even getting a judge to semi-long. Yeah? I'd have to watch it back though. That does seem a bit, I'm not gonna lie, that does seem a bit fugazi. 7 rounds in a trot. That's quite unusual. Most judges will just throw one in there. But even if that's the case, yeah, let's say one judge swings in another round. What would that do? That would do 160. Yeah, so okay, wait a minute. 116, 112. So if Tyson had a picked up another round on all these scorecards, it would still be 115, 113. Right. I'd probably you got to throw one in there for argument's sake. I think it's unlikely he lost the last 7 on the trot, to be honest. But you throw one in there, a bonus lucky dip, you still lost anyway, bro. And the narrative, I'm sorry, I need to watch it back to tell the truth, but still, you didn't do enough for me. You got all the advantages. I know people say, well, the 10-point system don't count for that. I count for that. When you're big and 280 pounds and 6'9" and 5 inches of reach, and Usyk's sitting there looking like a little boy, that's got to count for something. For me, in my book, the way I score fights, Usyk was already up 2 rounds. That's how I score it. Because he should get a head start. Because you're a big old oaf. Yeah? That's the bottom line. Anyway, let's get back to this Connie thing here.
For years, and I'm biased, I know, because I'm in Tyson's camp, but how on earth can anybody say he never won 1 round out of the last 7?
Were they Ukrainian judges?
Sorry?
Ukrainian judges?
So this guy again, the guy who's begging to get on the end of Tyson Fury, get off the horizontal end of Tyson Fury. Here we go. Oh, is they Ukrainian judges?
How on earth can anybody say he never won one round out of the last 7.
Were they Ukrainian judges?
Sorry?
Ukrainian judges?
They might as well have been.
Yeah. Whatever they were, honestly, I'm dumbfounded at how that scoring can be. It's dreadful.
Tyson, what would you like to do next?
Gonna go home and have a good Christmas. I've been away 12 weeks. Put a lot of work in for this fight, and I'm gonna go home now and enjoy it.
Do you have a message for Palace who's waited for you for 3 months?
Thanks, guys.
Tyson?
Yeah.
What would you like to say to your fan? You prepared very well. You did an amazing job today, but unfortunately you didn't win.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to your fan? What are you going to promise them?
Thanks to everyone who came, supported.
Mr. Fury, a question from Ukrainian journalists. A lot of people say that Usyk wins thanks to his spirit. Did you feel it?
I didn't feel no spirit. I felt a little.
Yeah, that's to be fair. The Ukrainian dude just there, the reporter said, people are saying Usyk won because of his spirit. And I have to admit here, Usyk's going in there against the odds, man. Little dude, ultimately. He really is little. He's not a big... He's talking about going back to cruiserweight, right? So on that basis, you've really got to do some mental stretching to think Fury won that. In how I judge spot fights, it takes a lot of, when someone's in there, if you're boxing you and someone's towering over you, you're like, oh, I've got to get past his jab. And Fury's out there, linging his hand out, leading it out, pouring. It's hard work, it really is. That's why, historically speaking, the bigger man wins. It's hard work. So for you, even if you say it was a draw, Usyk won, oops, on that basis. Usyk was the one having to constantly commit, take risk, tangle with the size and the weight, and even in the clinches, Fury was... That's another thing. I forgot about that. Another reason that Fury definitely lost. He was doing way too much clinching because he was goosed and knackered, and it almost got him in trouble a few times. He'd kind of hug in and he'd be loose as a goose and get clipped, almost. Again, can you sit there and say Tyson Fury is the better boxer? I just don't see how you can. On what you see in front of you, what did Fury do better at 6'9"? He didn't even outbox Usyk like that. He didn't. He didn't outfight him. He didn't outbox him. I think he could have tucked in and maybe outfought Usyk. You'd hope so at 280, right? But he didn't.
Christmas gift from them judges. Christmas gift early. Feel no spirit. I felt a little bit of Christmas spirit in there, and I think he got a little Christmas gift from them judges. Christmas gift early.
Young man, God.
Listen to all them cornballs clapping, man. It's embarrassing. I don't understand why Usyk... Well, he's not the most... Listen. He's not Muhammad, Imad, Bruce Lee, Beterbiev. He's not like going to try and really stick it on you. But he did enough. So for people to sit there clapping and sucking and sealing him off, it's really quite embarrassing. But this ain't no surprise. I don't know what it is about the homosexualisms, the Tyson Fury homosexuals. I don't understand what they want here at all.
Gift from them judges. Christmas gift early.
Young man, God. Just there.
How do you feel in terms of both performances? Obviously, the first fight, you said, look, I weren't my best, but I thought I won. Do you feel like your performances were night and day, just different?
I felt I won the both fights, like this Australian lad here. He thought I won both fights too.
And that's the lowest common denominator there, folks. Oh, this random Australian dude who I've never met a day in my life, who has no relevance at all, fanboy, begging, ringing my line, trying to get into my hotel room, trying to get on a tour bus. Oh, my name's Tyson Fury, and this one random ass Australian reporter who's been begging to get on the tour bus had me winning, so that means it's like, whoa, it's embarrassing, man.
I don't know what I've got. Well, obviously I know what I had to do, knock him out to get a decision. But do you know what? He's boxing, and
So he says there, he let slip. I knew what I had to do, knock him out. Well, oops, he didn't. Didn't even try, really. Let's be honest here. He had a good few points in there, round 5 and 6, but he didn't really have hearty. Look, don't forget, we wasn't the ones. He was the one. You see, you plumber from the Ukraine, you gappy too ugly. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Where was that bad mind energy? Forget about all the bars I'm saying, yeah? Explain to me his perspective. Explain to me where it come from. after he said that, he's getting it. Yeah? Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with him, nothing to do with Australian circle jerker. Tyson, you said you're getting it, and you didn't deliver that, so you lost. Oops. You didn't lay it all on the line. You didn't go spark out on your back. Brother.
Happens, and there's no doubt in my mind I won the fight, and that's it. We can't cry over it. We can't do much about it.
I think the fans, all the British fans, and at home in Britain, everybody's calling it a massive robbery. So,
The people in Britain, all due respect, don't know toffee about boxing, man. That's Joe Public. Joe Public, yeah, like, I don't know. They're football heads mainly. So you're telling me a bunch of football heads think Tyson Fury won whilst they was on the piss all night? Come on. That's really credible, that is. Whoa, you definitely won then. If a bunch of football piss heads think you won. Come on, my people.
What can you do? You get paid, you get laid, that's it. You go home. And I've done that many, many times, and we're on for a nice Christmas in the Fury House, and thank God we're all both out the ring in one piece. In the mighty name of Jesus for all that. Give me all the glory to God. Got me through these training camps.
Yes, young man.
What's next in your career? Are we going to see you fight again?
What's next for me? I'm going home and having some time off, for sure.
Are we going to see you fight again?
You might do, you might not do. Who knows? We'll talk about that next year.
Let him have a nice rest.
Yes, Tyson, this is Charlie from the action. The question is, what is the difference between the last fight after 3 months private camp? What's the difference between the last one and this one, in your opinion? About everything, the moves, the fight, the ground.
The guys questioned what was the difference between the first fight and the second fight.
On the record, absolutely fuck all. 2 losses. So yeah, not a lot.
What a massive performance, congratulations, but never mind, no worries.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Tyson.
Yes? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Sudafra from Arab News, but how has this experience changed your life as the period of time from the first match to this one?
How does this experience change your life?
How has this happened? Past 7 months?
It's been good, you know, I've had a good life, and it's been good time, good training.
Great work.
Thank you.
Next one.
What rounds would you give Tyson on the fifth?
Sorry?
What round did you give Tyson on the fifth?
What rounds did I give him?
after the 5th round.
After the 5th round, I gave him at least 4 of them. That's how I...
Okay, Frankie, man, you got me choking on my vape, man. 4 of the last 7, man. So what, you won the whole fight? You want 10 rounds then? Is that what you're saying? Okay, no, Frankie, man, you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
I see the fight. I mean, the last one he won. And that's how I see it. I just don't see how...
I need to listen. I'm just speculating. I need to watch it back. In the heat of the moment, you don't really know what's going on. One judge had him winning the last one. It's unusual when you get a lot of what's the word? Intertwinedness with the judges. That tends to imply that it was actually the case, right? Unless they're paid. Well, why would they be? Well, it could be the big shekel, to be fair. We know that Zelensky cat, top shekel, he could have put it on. Who knows, right? That could be the next play. Turkey's got a certain level. Yeah, the Saudi man ain't the top level. They're not. I'm afraid to break it to you, man. They like to think they are with the oil coins, but they know who their massa is. You see that one there, the shekel. So they stay in pocket. Turkey might have said, I want Tyson. And bah! The top shekel said, no, this cat's winning this one. Oops. You see that one there?
Anybody can not give him a round in the last 7 rounds. So I don't know what fight anybody could be possibly watching.
Bob Arum scored the fight 8-4 to Tyson.
Shock.
Oscar De La Hoya, who's a neutral,
Oscar De La Sniffhead. Come on, man. He was off the coke, man. He wasn't even watching the fight, Frank. He was in his... he was in his... That's what he was doing. He can't eat people. When you're intermittently missing parts of the fight, because you're licking the La Coca. I saw... Did you man not see Dan Kinahan in the crowd? Guess where he was sitting? Spark next to De La Hoya, De La Coca. So stop playing with me, man. You're telling me Dan the Man Kinahan and Oscar De La Sniff were sat together and Oscar was watching the fight? You bugging. You lost your damn mind, man, if you think that's the case. Get out of here, man, if you think that's the case. You know he ain't watching no boxing.
in two along me, we were scoring it together and we agreed, you know, he had it 4 rounds. I've said the minimum 3 rounds. I thought he well won it by well won it by more than that. And I was trying to be a little bit, you know, unbiased, if you will. But all of them along the front. And I was looking at Aegis and I looked at Alex, and when they were sitting there, they didn't have the look of somebody who thought they won the fight.
Listen, however people looked or didn't look, or he said this, she said that, Aegis and that weren't the judges, ultimately. And number two, what was I saying? Oh, the Cabala's up my thoughts. Klimas weren't the judges. Also, that was the point. People, if I was a Usyk insider, I'd have been looking sad as well. That's why I lost my money. I only lost tenner in the end. That was because of Dave Allen. Overall, I'm down a tenner, £8. That said, I would have hit a £50 lick if I'd have believed in due process. Yeah? So the same way I was taking my gambling bets off of Usyk towards the end, thinking there's no way, it's a little bit too close, there's too many swing rounds. They probably was thinking, oh, I don't care what no one says, that second fight was definitely closer than the first fight. That first fight for you was pulling back and he was looking leaky-deaky from the jump, constantly running backwards. It's hard to win a fight like that. Really, it's a fight, people. It's not marathon running. It's not skipping. It's not posturing. It's a fight. Yeah, that's what it is. And I think we've lost that. It's like, oh well, faff around on points and with no spite. You lost. That's what you got for that.
Right.
They didn't know at the end. They come up and said they didn't know which way it went.
That's exactly right.
What impact do you think the extra weight had, Tyson?
Helped you.
No, not really. I felt good in there. I felt good. You know, I had good pace on the front foot for 12 rounds. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yes, young man.
Thank you, Frank. Tyson, I know there was an AI experiment tonight. Those AI judges didn't count, but do you see that as a potential?
So this interview was asked about the AI, because Turkey made a big thing. We're bringing AI to boxing, and we've got AI judging it, and the AI muggled Fury off. Honestly, I think Turkey might have been a double agent all this time, honestly. Because AI, you can build in biases. Like, if you ask the AI certain questions, it says, oh, it's got built in, I don't care, it's not actual a sentient being who's going to tell you the truth. It's like any other piece of code. Yeah, they put little, I don't know how you explain it, but they put little caveats in there, you know what I mean? They write the rules for it. Oops. So you'd think Turkey would have written the rules to suck Tyson off, and in reality, let's have a look at it. Usyk versus Fury 2. Artificial. I should have put this AI. Let's just do that. I can't bother to spell. Judge result. I think it had like 10 rounds to Usyk, man. It was a muggins. Here we go. The AI judge scored in Usyk's favour 118 to 112, with the Ukrainian king taking a 3rd, 4th, 6th to 11th. So Fury won 1, 2, and 5, and 12. That don't make no sense. With the Ukrainian, let's click this thing here, man. Quick time. I can't do that. I never really got the whole number system, to be honest. If you win 12 rounds, it's 120, 108, right? So if you won 118, 110 it should be, right? How can it be one? Let's try and find it. Oh man, here we go. However, AI in a move orchestrated by Turkey scored about even wider, making it 118, 112. Okay, well, where's the... Are you going to tell us? Oh my god, you're just going to not give us no details on that. I want the deets, man. Come on. What's 118, 112? Well, you just take 2 off the end, right? So that means if you lost every round, it'd be 120, 108. To be 118, 110, I'm sure it must be that. To be 118, 110, that means you won 2 rounds. He won 2 rounds, man. He won 2 rounds. Turkey muggled this guy off, man. He sucked him in. He sucked him in bad. Oh, man. Not that I trust the AI anyway, to be fair. Not that it mean... You'd have to see the code base and see what they're actually judging. Fights... Until it's a sentient being who can actually watch and talk about the things I'm talking about, it's fugazi. If you ain't locking in and seeing spite, if you can't judge someone gagging to win a fight, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't see how AI would know someone's really having a go or not. outside of volume of punches or whatever. No, he's not. They're not giving us the round breakdown. It's just 118, 112. How can it be 118, 112? How can that be the case? How could it ever be 118, 112? It's 118, 110, isn't it? Because it's 116, 112. How can it be? I don't get that one there. Do you get that one? It could never be 118, 112. Is that right? Someone put in the comments. That don't make no sense to me. They keep banging on about 118, 112. I've never heard of that. There was no knockdowns, no points taken off. So it should be square, spark, 118. I guess maybe the AI's got joint rounds in there. So factoring in for the joint rounds, it's basically saying Fury won 2 rounds and then there were 2 joint rounds, maybe. 2 10-10s. That's my guess. Anyway, let's look at the comments quick time. Big shout out to my dog. It was all a dream. YB, how did the Shaitan get back in Fury after Usyk KO'd it out of him in the first fight? Listen, I'll tell you how the Shaitan came back in. I made a video on Thursday after the press conference. And the Shaitan, you must have seen it, man. Come on. You must have seen the Shaitan. Oh, Fury was like, oh, you're getting it. After being calm for the last 6 months. I don't know what happened. I don't know whether John Fury did a moody Jippo curse. Because obviously, John Fury's sick right now. He was sitting at home. You know what I mean? Monday morning's coming up, fixing to sign on before Christmas. Get his Christmas signing on bonus from the job centre, man. That's what he was fixing to do. So he was reeling. He probably went and met one of them Jippo seers and said, listen, man, cook me up something. This guy's bad mind. And the Shaitan came back in, but it didn't do nothing for him. The Shaitan can't fight for you. It can only give you 100%. Anyway, another one came through. Shout out to my doggy Joe5. Usyk was the only one landing clean in the last 7. That's a good. Listen, the cleaner work was done. Fury was slapping away, but effective shots. A big oath stumbling back and pulling back. That's what makes someone effective. If you're getting hit here and you're like this and there's no tail, Usyk doesn't have a tail like that. To the body he's soft for sure. He got loads of tails. To the body he's soft, but to the head he rides it and he don't really know what's going on. He might take a few back steps, but it's not enough to say Fury won the round on. If Usyk was cross-eyed and looking all bent out of shape, it's completely different. Let's go back to live chat. The big plumber for Morecambe is finished. Moses Atalma, yeah. Moses Atalma's the real deal, man. Moses Atalma is the real effing deal. Usyk's scam artist. Let's have a look at the Compubox. I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. Leak it for you, man. But we'll have a quick look now. The Compubox, in the end, total punches landed was Usyk, who landed 180 and scored 42%. Fury landed 144. Sorry, Usyk was 179. So I don't know. Hatman's exposed Compubox. I ain't got time to sit there ranking over who's doing what. To be fair, I can just tell you the narrative of the fight, and that makes sense to me. That's about right. Usyk did a little bit more. How much percent would that be? It's about 20%. Fury landed 20% level. Usyk landed 20% more punches than Fury. That is how the cookie crumbled, man. In the 12th round, it was. Well, look. To be fair though, there wasn't a lot going on, was there? Yeah, and this is what I was saying about the. Oh no, wait there. Fury stunk the place out, man. If this is true, I don't know. If these Compubox is true, Fury stunk the place out, man. He landed 5 in the 12th. Usyk landed 9. He landed 4 in the 11th. Like, what are the punch volume's so low? Oh, that's jab, sorry. My bad, folks. I'm cross-eyed. I'm cross-eyed for sure. I'm reading the wrong stats. My eyes are crossed, folks. Apologies. I'm reading the jab-only section. My eyes are crossed for sure, man. Special ed. I'm spec ed right now. I'm spec edding. So, Fury did quite a good output though. But Usyk was landing cleaner. Or more efficiently. And I do have to say, the shots that he landed, they had more effect in the end when it's all said and done, folks. It did.
What was the score?
I'm not sure what the AI decided. What did the AI decide? 118, 112. Later on. So the AI, everybody gets it.
119 to 1.
118 to 112. But your thoughts on AI judging fights in the future?
By the review of that, absolutely shit.
So obviously Fury, you best believe, yeah, if that AI had come through and worked, Fury would have been saying, yes, look at the AI got me. Frank Warren would be saying, AI is the best thing ever. It's AI and it was what's right. That's what he'd have been doing. Anyway, people, I'm out of here. Much love for coming through. Big shout out to my doggy. It was all a dream. What's going on here? That's mad. And JA05. And I'll catch you man on the flip. One love. You best believe it, folks.